song that comes to your mind when you close your eyes and think about the person you love? No?
तेरी आंखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा है.
Okay. Now back to our love story. It then progresses to interacting more, sharing little secrets, and having never-ending conversations, complimenting each other over fancy dinners. Something similar to the snacks break which will be happening a little later. Now, everything is good and going. Then, one person suddenly misses the other a little more than usual. Then there is the "I want to meet you immediately no matter what, baby" plans happen. These plans are the ones that scare the men because of their 3-day stubble. The ones that scare women because of their not so good hair day. But then, the witty, the spontaneous, and the ones who know how to truly tell how much they love the other person are the ones that stay strong through these sudden moments. Is there something similar happening today? Yes. What is that? So let's give it up to wit, humor, and spontaneity, and welcome our table topic master, Manju. Okay. Before I call upon the table topic master, I give one person a chance to tell us about their love story. We have a lot of youngsters here and we would like to gain some advice. So who is that one person who's going to tell us about their love story? I'm going to give you one chocolate at the during the breaks. Come on. You all said you were in love. Now you cannot lie.
Tarun, get table topic.
Can we call upon DTM Satyanarayan Rush, our rockstar? Yay! So shall we ask him how he fell in love?
My name was Masters and they become mastering. If I go back to my childhood again, if I invent someone invent, if I could invent with the guardrails, I really feel that I can love a girl or anyone whom I come across every day at least one. At least one. The skill that I have learned from those masters, the skill that I have acquired from each one of you listening to your true stories, and the story that I learned from manual, actually I keep to love anyone come across in my life now and tomorrow. But when you ask me fairly about my love story, when I come out of my school, I used to go little early after the school, and when the girls are coming to my friend used to tell me, hey, don't go out very early so that you cannot see the girls. And then I started little late that day, and my uncle saw me on the road and told my mother, hey, your son is following some girl. Then I was really confused whether to go in very first moment or go little late. But apart from this story, more than me loving in my childhood and college days, what happened to me was one girl fell in love. But she said to my mother, she said to her mother, if I have to marry a boy, I will marry only Satyanarayan. I told them I I'll wait another 5 years and let me settle and then marry. My mother said one thing. You can love anyone who you meet. You can love 100 girls. But getting a girl into your life who loves you so much is a great thing. Don't miss out. Well, I listened my mother's word and married a girl who loved me so much. And now I'm enjoying the benefits. So my dear friend, loving is a loving apart. Now you check out how many people are really loving you. Check it out. And maybe you can find symptoms. Maybe you can find symptoms. And now you start loving whatever skills you got. It was master. Now start loving people around you because this is your turn.
Thank you, D.M. Satyanarayana Raju. At Toastmasters, I've been told you can attempt many projects, as many project manuals as you want. But I'm not sure about as many men as I want. Thank you for that real advice. Now I call upon the table topic master, Toastmaster Machine. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sorry to be late.
Okay, today table topic session is going to be a little different. Usually a topic is given and the person comes up here and talks. But today I have these made. Okay. So I will call upon a person or a volunteer can come up here. Pick 3 of these. There are words written in the chips, in the post-its. There are words written. Pick 3 of those and you also use the word of the day impediment. So what you do is pick up the 3 chips and the word of the day impediments. You have 4 words and you use these 4 words in the 2-minute speech. Understand? So we have a volunteer. Yeah,
You have to know the words.
Yeah.
My 4 words are heritage, notorious, sword, and impediment.
Heritage, notorious,
Sword and impediment.
sword.
Yeah. Just give me a second. There once was a really valiant prince. He was more of a knight actually. But he conquered many kingdoms and he was very brave, he was notorious, but none of the girls really loved him. So he didn't know why, and it turns out that he had a little impediment which caused him to say things which might mean something completely different from what he's actually trying to say. I'd like to give you a few examples. Like once he said the story of the sword and the stove, and then eventually someone was, what is this guy trying to say to me? And then they misinterpreted words and he eventually got slapped. And there are many instances like this which basically caused him to gain a kind of heritage in which he couldn't really get anyone. So he never became king because of his impediment. So
Next speaker, any volunteers? Okay, silence. Yeah, one.
Okay. Nobody raises hands. Oh, death, clock tower, gold, and intelligence.
Can you repeat the word?
Death. Did you hear it now?
Yes.
Was it a good one? Clock tower, gold, intelligence. There are many ways different societies treat death. For instance, the Parsis, when somebody dies, they put him on a tower of silence, where they feed the body to the birds. Of course, the clock tower, or the clock anywhere, is telling you how your life is taken away. You may value gold more than ever. But it was Sri Ramakrishna Mission, Paramahansa, who warned people against two things. He said these two things will be impediments in your life. One is gold and the other is lust. He said stay away from these two if you really want to lead a life of purpose. A purposeful life. So, I say to you, you may like to keep in mind the sayings of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, that the clock, the time is ticking away your life. Make the best of it. When the time is up, that's when you're dead. No amount of gold, no amount of wealth, no amount of money can buy it back. Thank you.
Any other volunteers?
Spectacular, guilty. Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Words again.
The words are spectacular, guilty, rough, and impediment. Well, yes, yesterday night I was coming back in my bike and then I was recollecting the events that happened the day before. It was spectacular that I stayed 1 hour extra in my office. Actually, my office timings are only 7 hours and I was supposed to leave at 5:30 p.m. But something happened that was very spectacular that I stayed in my office till 6:30. It was a overtime that I did for 1 hour and I was feeling guilty. Why did I stay for 1 more hour when I could have left at 5:30? Exactly 7 hours was the timings. I came at 10:30 a.m. and I was about to leave at 5:31 p.m. because if by chance I leave at 5:29, it will be considered as a half day. Hence, I did not want to lose half day's salary. That's why I wanted to leave at 5:31. Then something spectacular happened and I stayed until 6:30. I was really guilty about this. And I was driving my vehicle very rough. I was spreading the field, as they say. I was spreading the gaps and I was moving in small and swift areas. I was also making sure that I could reach the destination at a very fast pace. Unfortunately, I felt very guilty At the same time, I felt very spectacular that I watched Chris Gale's innings in my office with all my colleagues and had a great time spending that day. Even though it was 1 hour overtime, it was a work well done.
Our next speaker, Sheetam.
Put your hands together, please.
Snoring, chasing, education, and impediment. All right. Good evening, fellow Mr. Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I guess Shivani told us a lot about the impediments to education, about how people are just, working either for the carrot or against the stick, and I think that there are a couple of other impediments which come into play, one of which is snoring. It's really easy to fall asleep in class, especially when the teacher is boring you to death. And I've had this experience plenty of times. So much so because I always used to get caught. Not exactly for snoring, but for talking first. I would always choose to sit somewhere around the back and talk to my friends and giggle, and then I used to get caught. And then I used to be moved to the front, due to which I used to fall asleep and end up snoring. And then after that, I would literally be chased out of class by my teachers, who did not find it very amusing that everyone was falling asleep because there was no drama happening because I was not there at the back to enliven everybody. So at the end of the day, there are a lot of problems that we can have when it comes to education. The teachers could be boring. So like Shivani said, if we had passionate teachers, then I'm sure that the whole industry and the whole country could really prosper because we would have entertaining education. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Priyanka.
Good evening, what are the one Toastmasters? My words are criticism, indifference, care, and awareness. It was after lunch hours in the college. I was in my physics lab, and there was this handsome sir who was teaching about indifference with so much care. While Apu was looking at who that handsome sir in MDIT is, while he's still in doubt as to how lecturers can be handsome, I would still say he was handsome and caring. He was teaching about inference. He was this person who would often criticize people to push them towards success. He believed that no impediments were such that we couldn't accomplish them and demolish the impediments and walk on the road to our success. So he was telling about this story. He was talking about how our activities and our energy levels are related. Since he's a physics teacher, he started plotting a graph. He said, morning 7 to 8. This is the time when children sleep. By children he meant us, now that he's such a caring lecturer. He said the graph starts like this, with a very not so steep slope. And then during the class hours, the graph falls down. That is because not all the classes and all the departments have handsome lecturers like him. Now, because of such impediments, what he was meaning to say is that the classes are very boring. And during the lunch hour, the steep goes up and up and up, somewhere towards infinity. And then immediately after the bell rings, it falls down. he continued to talk about the graph, and after 8 o'clock, he was talking about what would happen to our graphs and what would happen to the graphs of mankind, which he did not discuss in detail. What I'm trying to say is that we all have varied energy levels throughout the day, because we do not do everything in our life with the equal amount of energy that it should be done with. If we all can try and put equal amount of energy in everything that we do, if we can love everything that we do towards a day, whether it is driving to work or doing homework for your children, or picking up people for table topics, or evaluating, if we can do that with so much of love, and I think the graph would be a straight curve tending towards infinity on a positive slope without any impediments. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi.
Good evening, Madam Master. My words are murder, repulsion, innocent, and impediment. Last week I was watching a movie, and in the movie the hero murders the person who was robbing the bank. And generally what happens is the hero is the person who is really a good guy, and we expect a lot from him. He is a role model. But in that movie, it turned out that the hero is actually the evil person. And really, I don't like those kinds of movies. I kind of got repulsive for that role of that person. And I really like innocent people. I don't like violence at all. I'm really a very modest and innocent lady. So I don't like to watch these kinds of horror and murder and all these violent movies. And probably if we watch these kinds of movies, it will be an impediment for our personal growth. I very much believe in that. So we have to watch really nice movies and something nice, so that we can evolve as really a good human being. That is what I truly believe in. And next time onwards, I am going to watch only those kinds of movies, so that I'll grow as a really a better person. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker, Anshul.
As you can see, I'm very lazy. I just pick the first three on the list. My words are etiquette, invaluable, bath, and impediment. I wish I had Madam Vijayalakshmi's topic. I think it would be easier for me to talk about murder than etiquette. But the other day, when you have to go have a bath, etiquette is very important. You never know who's watching. Yes. When you pick up the soap off the dish, remember that the soap is invaluable. Without it, you cannot have your bath. Actually, you could. With shampoo. When times are desperate, people do desperate things. Nothing shall be an impediment to you having your bath. Always remember, bathing etiquette is very important because the person who has to use the bathroom after you should not feel repulsed and whatever adjectives they use. There are a bunch of choice adjectives here, but I cannot use them here in Toastmasters. Of course, simple things always help when actually bath etiquette is very simple. You don't have to do much at all. When you're done with the soap, rinse it once and put it down. Very simple. When you have to use the shampoo, don't spill it on the floor. Or even if you spill it, at least wash it off. Very simple thing, so the next fellow doesn't fall and break his head and crack his skull and then blame you and then you go to jail for murder. Somehow I find myself using more of Vijay Lakshmi's words. There's a rather curious thing that happens to me during table topics where this one starts producing random things. This car has suddenly changed color miraculously. Invaluable as your time is, I shall not waste it.
And our speaker for the day, Sagar.
My words are impressive, heavy, and tough. Now I regret 2 of these words I have written. So the aim of the table topics today is to use all the 3 words. Let me do that first. 4. 4. And impediment. It's an impediment for me to use all these 3 words. And heavy, rough, and impressive. I am doing my civil engineering right now, and the concrete blocks that we make are heavy. Once done. Rough. If we don't do proper curing and proper stuff, technical stuff, which I'm not supposed to say over here, the concrete blocks will be rough. Impressive. If you do proper curing and proper technical stuff, then the concrete blocks will be impressive. So the 4 words are done now. I was once taught, long ago when I entered Toastmasters, I was once taught this trick, which after so many years, now I am able to put in use. These 3 words are done. So there are a lot of animals. My favorite animal is a tiger. Tigers are scarce these days. Tigers are impressive too when you look at them. Tigers are heavy. And if you irritate them, they can become rough too. Tigers are not an impediment to the society. So I guess red signal, that's it. Thank you.
Hope you all enjoyed the table topics.
Yes.
Yes. I